Welcome to practice 11 of our interactive notes. Okay, and we're looking at dividing by one digit using an area model. That's pages 77 and 78. Alright, so we're going to put our heading on top here. Always put your name, number, date, first and last in cursive. Remember to put the date you're actually working on this, not necessarily the date I am writing. Since this is a practice, you want to make sure that you try the work yourself and then play the video. So you want to pause, try the work, play the video to see if you did it correctly. Not just copy down what I'm doing, because that's not you practicing. So just make sure that you are practicing how to do this. First, we're going to estimate, and for estimating with division, we have to find compatible numbers. Do not round, because that rarely gives you a number to use. Sometimes it does, but we need to look for those compatible numbers. So to do that, we have to list our multiples of our divisors. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. If you can't fit all those in, you can just probably stop at 36. If we need more, we can list more. So we're looking at 315. Look at the digit in the largest place. That is a 3. Is the digit 3 greater than 6? No. When it's a no, we look at the first two digits. 31. So let's find a number in this list that is close to 31. And we will find, there we go, 30. 30 is closest to 31. So we'll replace it with that compatible number, and then we have one place after, so we need one placeholder. So we're going to divide into groups of 6. So I'm going to do that. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. And then one placeholder moves it over one place. Okay, since our number went down from 315 to 300, I know this is a low estimate. The estimate is 50. Okay, so now we're going to do our area model. So we're dividing 315 to groups of 6. Now, 100 times 6 is 600, so that would be too big. And my estimate tells me that it's going to be close to 50, but that 50 is low, so I might just start with 50. My placeholder moves it over a place. 5 times 6 is 30. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Okay, so I'm going to bring that 15 up here. Let's see. Let's try 2. 2 times 6 is 12. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. I get 3. Can I take any groups of 6 out of 3? No, so I'm done. So I have a lot of extra space here, just in case I needed it, but I didn't need it. So now I know my remainder is 3, because I can't take out any more groups of 6. And I need to add together these partial quotients. 50 plus 2 is 52. So we have 52 with a remainder of 3. Is that close to our estimate? Yes, so it is reasonable. The quotient is 52, remainder 3, and it is reasonable because it is close to my estimate of 50. So here, this partial quotient is 52. Now what we need to do is check. To check, it is our divisor times our quotient plus our remainder. Now when we do our daily fraction, we don't have a remainder, but this time we do. So we do our divisor times our quotient first. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 groups of 5 tenths is 30 tenths plus 1 more is 31. So we did our divisor times our quotient, and now we need to add the remainder. 2 plus 3 is 5, then 1, then 3. 315, does that match our dividend? Yes, it does, so it checks. And here we'll just say the inverse operation, because that's what we did here. The inverse of dividing is multiplying. The inverse of subtracting is adding. The inverse operation confirms that the answer is correct. Now I don't just write down 315, I actually do the operation to make sure my answer is correct. Alright, let's look at our next one. Remember to try these yourself, pause the video, try them yourself, and then check back and see if you have them correct. Okay, so I'm going to find my compatible number by listing the multiples of my divisor. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72. And I'm looking at 5,325. So I look at the digit in the largest place. The largest place is the thousands, and there's a 5 there. Is the digit 5 greater than the digit 9? No, so that means I have to look at the first two. If it is greater, then I look at just that one. So I want to find a number in this list that is closest to 53. And that looks like it would be 54. That is our compatible number. So I'm going to replace 53 with 54. And then I have 1, 2 places after, so I need 1, 2 placeholders. So here, 54, I'm going to divide into groups of 9. If you don't know what that is, well, look at your list of multiples. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So 54 divided by 9 is 6, and then 1, 2 placeholders moves it over 1, 2 places. So our estimate is 600. Now this went up from 5,325 to 5,400. That means this is a high estimate. The actual answer will be less than 600, but should be close. The estimate is 600. But that's going to give me a hint. If 600 is too big, then I'm going to try 500 to take out my largest group to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to draw my rectangle here for my area. Inside there's 5,325 little squares to cover that area. This side is 9, and I have to figure out what the other side is. So I'm going to use 500 because I know 600 is too big. If this is still too big, then I'm going to go to a different number. But I have 2 placeholders, moves it over 2 places. 5 times 9 is 45. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor. Go next door. Regroup 10 more. I should have left a little more room above. But this is now 13 because I took 10 of those hundreds and brought it over here. And I took that 1,000, took 1 away, so there's 4 here now. 5 take away 0 is 5. 2. 13 take away 5 is 8. I can definitely take groups of 9 out of that, so I'm going to bring the 825 over here. I'm going to do, now 500 would be too big, 100 would be too big also because that would give me 900, so I'm going to try 50. Okay, placeholder moves it over a place. 5 times 9 is 45. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor. Go next door. Regroup 10 more. 5 take away 0 is 5. 12 take away 5 is 7. And then 3. Can still take out groups of 9, so I'm going to bring that up there. Let's see. Well, 50 is too big. I'm going to try 40. See what that gets me. Placeholder moves it over a place. 4 times 9 is 36. Yeah, that's still less, so I can take that out. I never want to have the number down here be greater because that won't work to take it out. I have more on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, 0's the game. I can still take a group of 9 out of 15, so I bring it up here. I can take one group of 9. 15 take away 9 is 6. I can't take another group of 9 out of 6, so I'm done, and that's my remainder. So I'm going to add these together. 500 plus 50 plus 40 plus 1. You could probably do this mentally. 591 is the quotient. So 591 with a remainder of 6. Is 591 pretty close to 600? Yes, it's only 9 away. So it is very close, and I knew 600 would be greater, so it is reasonable. The quotient is 591, remainder 6, and it is reasonable because it is close to my estimate of 600. Okay, now we need to check. So our check is the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. So 591 times 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 9 tenths is 81 tenths. So the 8 goes up here and the 1 down here. 9 times 5 hundredths is 45 hundredths, plus 8 more, so 45 plus 5 would be 50, plus the 3 more would be 53. Starting from the ones, 1, 2, 3, comma. And then we add 6. So we have to add our remainder. 9 plus 6 is 15. 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, comma. Comma on the paper, not on the computer. Does this match our dividend? What we began with? Yes, it does, so it checks. The inverse operation confirms that the answer is correct. Okay, let's turn the page so we can work on the back. All right, so again, we're going to estimate here. So I need to take my divisor and list my multiples. If you don't know these, you can always check your multiplication chart. It's faster to have them in your brain, but I'd rather you have a correct answer than a fast answer. Okay, so now let's look at our dividend. And we look at the digit in the largest place. The largest place is the thousandths. Is the digit 3 greater than 7? No, so that means we're going to look at the first two. So let's find the number that is closest to 31. 28 is only 3 away. 35 is 4 away. So 28 is actually closer. So that is our compatible number. We're going to replace 31 with 28. And then our 1, 2 places get 1, 2 placeholders. So we're doing 28 divided by 7 is 4. And then we have 1, 2 placeholders, going to move it 1, 2 places. If you didn't know that 28 divided by 7 is 4, you can count over 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 groups of 7 there. Now, this number, 3,165, went down to 2,800, so that means this is a low estimate. And when it's a low estimate, that's a good starting point for our division. The estimate is 400. So we're going to draw our rectangle for our area. So 3,165. So how many squares are inside? That side's a 7. And I said that 400 would be low, so I'm going to start with 400. Because I also know that 7 times 400 is 2,800. So I can use work up here to help me out. 2 placeholders moves it over 2 places. 4 times 7 is 28. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor. Go next door. Regroup 10 more. 5 take away 0 is 5. 6 take away 0 is 6. 11 take away 8 is 3. And the number's the same. 0 is the game. I can definitely take a group of 7 out of 365. So I'm going to bring that up here. And I'm going to try, because 100 would be too great. That would be 700. So I'm going to do 50 groups of 7. Placeholder moves it over a place. 5 times 7 is 35. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zero's the game. And I get 15. Let's take the 15 up here. And let's try 2. 2 times 7 is 14. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zero's the game. Get 1. I cannot take any groups of 7 out of 1, so that's our remainder. We're done. We just need to add these partial quotients together. 40 plus 50 plus 2. This looks like it's in its expanded form. 452 is our quotient, with a remainder of 1. Is 452 close to 400? Yes, and I knew 400 would be lower than it, so it is reasonable. The quotient is 452, remainder 1, and it is reasonable because it is close to my estimate of 400. Okay, now let's check. To check, it's our divisor times our quotient plus our remainder. So first, our divisor times our quotient. 7 groups of 2 is 14. 7 groups of 5 is 35, plus 1 more is 36. 36 tens. 7 groups of 4 hundreds is 28 hundreds, plus 3 more is 31 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, comma. And then we need to add our remainder. We got 5, 6, 1, 3. Does that match our dividend? Yes, it does, so it checks. The inverse operation confirms that the answer is correct. One more for us to practice right now. So we're going to find our estimate. We need to find our compatible numbers. So let's list our multiples of our divisor. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. If that's not enough, we'll list more. So we're looking at 7,524. We look at the digit in the largest place. It's 7. Is 7 greater than 8? So I'm going to look at the first 2 digits then. 64 is 11 away, so that is not very close. So I'm going to need to list some more. So after 64, we have 72, and then 80. Well, 72 is only 3 away, so that one is definitely closer. So I'm going to replace 75 with 72. That's our compatible number. And then I have 1, 2 places after. I need 1, 2 placeholders for those. 1, 2, 3, comma. So I'm going to divide it into groups of 8. 72 divided by 8. If you don't know, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the 1, 2 placeholders moves it over 1, 2 places. Now 7,524 went down to 7,200. So this is a low estimate and a good starting point for our division. The estimate is 900. So inside 7,524, 8 out here. So knowing that this is a low estimate, that gives me a good starting point. And I already know what 8 times 900 is. It's 7,200. That's another benefit of estimating before we actually solve. It gives us a starting point and information to make it even easier. Okay, we have more on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zero's the game. Okay, so I can take groups of 8 out of that, so I'm going to bring that over here. And let's see. I see a 32, and I know I saw a 32 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's in the hundreds, so I need to move it over a place. So placeholder, 4 times 8 is 32. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zero's the game. Numbers the same, zero's the game. 4, I get 4. Can I take a group of 8 out of 4? No, so I'm actually done there. So 900 plus 40 is 940. That's my quotient. And then here is my remainder. What's left over, I can't make groups of. Is that close to 900? Yep, and I knew 900 would be low, so that is very close. The quotient is 940, remainder 4. And it is reasonable because it is close to my estimate of 900. Now we want to check with our inverse operation. So it's divisor times a quotient plus our remainder. So 940 times 8. 8 groups of 0 is 0. 8 groups of 4 tens is 32 tens. 8 groups of 9 hundreds is 72 hundreds, plus 3 more is 75 hundreds. 3. And then we need to add our remainder. 0 plus 4 is 4, 2, 5, 7. Does 7,524 match our dividend? Yes, it does, so it checks. We definitely have the correct answer. The inverse operation confirms that the answer is correct. All right, now we've done more practice with our area model. You need to do some practice on your own so you can get even better with this division. Okay, thank you for joining me.